Let me introduce you to Leticia Williams. And who is she? Well, she thought it would be a good idea to get some charges, and those charges would be kidnapping and endangerment. And now, Leticia is in a Nevada court, and what's happening is they are deciding whether or not Leticia is fit for trial. Some say no, and some say yes. But Leticia hasn't displayed any behavior that is too crazy yet. But that is all about to change drastically.
3 different opinions. Dr. Joseph White said that I was bipolar. Dr. Simpson said that I was competent to stand trial. And Dr. Bradley doesn't like me.
Okay.
So she did.
Is remanded into custody.
Now we are about to see Leticia's crazy, and her crazy is fucking nuts.
Get somebody else to do the, other than Bradley, to do the evaluation.
And how long will it take?
What do you think? 2 weeks?
Wait for it.
No, hold on a second. I'm not done talking. I got kids and let me go. I got kids and responsibilities.
Come on.
Y'all, let me go.
Let's go, come on.
No, let me go. Let me go. Let me go.
Imagine being the shrink that said that she is fine. Genius.
Let me go. Let me go. Let me go. Let me go.
She must truly be awesome at playing that game Twister.
Let me go. Let me go. Let me go.
The officers seem to have things.
You know, if you were to hear about a young lady had to be tasered when 5 court officers were present, you would think how useless those cops must be until you see Leticia.
I had enough of you guys abusing me and throwing me in jail like I'm a animal. I got kids and responsibility. I don't have time for this trial.
Come on.
Bitch trying to accuse me of something I didn't do.
Calm down.
I've had 3 evaluations. That should be enough to satisfy the court's arguments. Tired of these trifling judges.
She has a point. It's just a shame that she is batshit crazy.
She knows I've seen 3 psychologists, but that doesn't count. Sorry, bitch.
So how did it all end up with Leticia the calm? Well, the kidnapping and endangerment charges were dropped, and she pleaded guilty to disorderly conduct. And what did she get for this outburst of craziness? She had to undergo impulse control classes, but I also think that she should have been told to stop smoking crack.
I got kids and let me go. I got kids and responsibilities.
Come on.
Y'all, let me go.
Let's go, come on.
No, let me go. Let me go. Let me go. I had enough of you guys abusing me and throwing me in jail like I'm a animal. I got kids and responsibility. I don't have time for this trial.
Come on.
Bitch trying to accuse me of something I didn't do.
Calm down.
I've had 3 evaluations. That should be enough to satisfy the court's arguments. Tired of these trifling judges. She knows I've seen 3 psychologists, but that doesn't count. Sorry, bitch.
Another satisfied customer now. Who's next?
I don't care if Jesus comes down and needs to ride to church.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Are you Joe Greathouse?
Sir.
Mr. Greathouse, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. So he also has an evading arrest in a motor vehicle and an FSRA dead body.
No, Judge.
Okay.
Now it's charged over.
All right.
Yes, Judge. The officer attempted to initiate a traffic stop in Harris County, Texas, after observing the defendant driving a blue Corvette on the wrong side of the road. The officer could clearly see that the defendant was in the driver's seat and the witness, a female, was in the passenger seat. The defendant refuses to stop, and the officer observed the defendant to run 3 stop signs. The officer lost sight of the defendant, but heard over the radio that a blue Corvette hit a cyclist 2 lights ahead of where the officer lost sight of the defendant. The witness informed the officers that the defendant lost control of his car, hit a pole, and then hit the complainant on her bicycle. The witness stated the defendant left the scene after hitting the complainant. The officers shortly thereafter located the defendant's vehicle and conducted a felony traffic stop. At this point, the defendant was in the passenger seat while the female witness was in the driver's seat. A DWI investigation began after the officers observed a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage, slurred speech, and glossy eyes from the defendant. The defendant refused all SFSTs and refused a breath sample. A search warrant was signed and executed.
Intoxication assault?
This is a fairly recent case, Judge, so we don't have any medical records or anything back, but I've been in contact with BCD about potentially.
What's the condition of the complaining witness? Do we know?
What I believe, just from what we have, just from I think the DIMS, is that she has a broken leg and that I know she was transported to Memorial Department, but that's all we have so far.
Mr. Greathouse, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. I'm ordering you now not to drive at all. I don't care what is going on in your life. I don't care if Jesus comes down and needs a ride to church. You drive. And every time you drive, I will have a contempt hearing. You will be facing 6 months in jail and a $500 fine every time you get into a car and drive. Do you understand? I'm also ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs, and I'm going to randomly test. In fact, I'm going to send you now for a drug test because I want to know what, if anything, is in your system. Felicia, I'd like to send him now. Yes. If you fail to go take a drug test, if you fail to come back, I'm going to make your bond extremely high. Do you understand? Sure. Prior to you leaving now, though, you will be promising me that you're not going to drive for any reason. I am also going to put a Scram ankle monitor on your leg so I know that you're not consuming alcohol. If I find that you consume alcohol, and I don't care what the source is, then likewise you will go to jail. Do you know that every single day in Houston, in Harris County, someone dies from an alcohol-related collision? Every single day, someone dies in our county because of alcohol. It is a sick, a disgustingly sick and sobering statistic. Every day, someone dies.
You know what the judge says might actually set in if it wasn't for just one little problem, and that problem would be that people that drink and then drive think that they won't crash because they are good drivers when they're drunk. So there aren't the type of drunk driver that would crash. And that's what makes drunk drivers selfishly dumb, arrogant people.
I don't want you to say anything, but I want you to understand that I will do everything in my power. Every resource that I have, I will use at my disposal to prevent anyone from dying under my watch. And if that means putting you in jail and making your bond $500,000, I will do it in a heartbeat. All I'm asking you to do are several things. Don't drive and don't use. Do you understand? Okay, I want to send it for a test now, and then we'll have him come right back, and then we'll finish with bond conditions.
And how many days for this round?
Today. I want to order a guardian interlock as well. That way, at least DPS has notice if he's in a car driving. We are going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. As it stands now, you're not allowed to drive. And I'm putting in an order to DPS that you're required, if you at some point are going to drive until you get permission from us, you must have an interlock in your car. So, but like what I'm doing now is I'm putting an ankle monitor on you so I know that you're not consuming alcohol. I don't want you to consume illegal drugs as well. You will be randomly tested. If you consume anything like that, I'm going to put you in jail. And I'm telling you now, it's just not going to go well. All I want you to do is keep my county safe and be clean. Do you understand?
Sure.
I'm sending an order to the Texas Department of Public Safety. And this Texas Department of Public Safety knows that if you're caught driving a car, you were supposed to have an interlock in that car. If you're caught driving a vehicle that doesn't have an interlock on it, they're going to arrest you and put you into custody. Do you understand?
I do hope you liked that selection of cases here on Off the Record. If you did, then please leave us a like, and even better, if you are new, please subscribe, and I'll do my best to keep whoever you're watching my channel with entertained, so at least it will take their mind off being hungry. And if you are looking for another episode that has all the boring stuff cut out and gives you just the good stuff, then here a couple that may interest you. Enjoy.